Hello, this is Ron Michaels, the K-12 Science Consultant for the Connecticut State Department of Education here in Hartford, Connecticut. I'm joined by Melissa Hickey, the Reading Literacy Director and Supervisor of the Academic Office at the State Department of Education. Today, Melissa and I will discuss the legislative considerations surrounding the House bills involving K-12 public school environmental education and provide a summary of some of the free educational resources Connecticut teachers might use in their classrooms throughout the state to support the teaching of climate change.
Let's begin by looking at our agenda to give you an understanding of what this presentation will cover. As a result of this webinar, you will better understand the mandates that involve the teaching of K-12 science and be able to utilize the environmental climate change resources that are found on the CSDE science webpage. The crux of this short webinar is based upon the recent legislation which can be found in the General Statutes of Connecticut. In Volume 3, Title 10, Chapter 164, entitled Education Opportunities, you can find the most recent legislative mandates concerning the teaching of science, including topics on climate change consistent with the State Board of Education's adopted science standards known as the Next Generation Science Standards, or NGSS.
Section 10-16B describes the role of the State Board of Education in partnership with the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection, or DEEP. The Connecticut State Board adopted Next Generation Science Standards in November of 2015. The NGSS includes three major content areas, which include topics in earth and space science that break down into astronomy, geology, oceanography, and meteorology. It also includes topics like the impact of humankind on the Earth, which can be found in life sciences, physical sciences, as well as earth and space science. DEEP has been developing, adapting, and implementing environmental education programs for many years and has been working with schools and communities teaching environmental climate change programs to students throughout the state. All DEEP material has been aligned to NGSS and vetted for accuracy and age appropriateness.
The CSDE has worked closely with numerous stakeholders to compile resources, create guiding documents, and provide professional learning regarding the next generation science standards. These materials are located on the CSDE website. For the latest educational updates, click on the URL inside the box you see at the top of this page. Any title or description in blue throughout this presentation should open a hyperlink which will take you directly to the page you'll see on this slide. You can access the CSDE Science resources with just a few steps. Clicking on the latest updates link will take you to the opening page of the Connecticut State Department of Education. Your next click will be in the gray box on the left of your screen on the banner that reads K-12 Education. This will open to a new set of title banners in the gray box starting with the title Academics. Click the first banner in the gray box. When this is complete, another set of new titles will appear that lists all of the academic areas supported by the Connecticut State Department of Education. Scroll down to the banner entitled Science and click once again. Once in the Science opening webpage, you can click on the Science Standards and Resources tab. This opens up the Science Standards and Resources webpage, which begins with an overview of the science content area. This webpage lists various resources to guide you in finding information about a variety of science topics.
When we go to the resources listed on CSDE Science webpage, you can scroll down to access a list of climate change resources that has been compiled for your use. The following 2 pages of this presentation will look a little deeper at some of these resources. Each of the titles listed in blue are hyperlinks, which will take you to the main page of the resource listed. The first 2 resources are from the Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection. We have already learned in the legislation that DEEP is responsible for assisting local education agencies, or LEAs, and the teaching of climate change. They have been doing this for many years throughout the state in several locations, and the CSDE has begun to partner with DEEP in a more formalized way as a result of this recent legislation. We will look a little deeper at a few of these resources in the coming slides. Going to the DEEP website can uncover a plethora of resources, especially as you tab to the Educator Workshop webpage by clicking where you see the red arrow. The webpage Educator Workshop Curricula opens with a tab to list the current professional development opportunities, again by clicking the blue banner where the red arrow is pointing. The remainder of their webpage summarizes some of the current NGSS aligned curricula offerings. Getting back to the list of CSDE climate resources takes us to the third resource listed. Climate Kids is produced by the Earth Science Communication Team at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory at the California Institute of Technology. Topics found on this site include resources around weather and climate, atmosphere, water, energy, plants and animals. This website has a ton of activities and is perfect for elementary and middle grade students. Another website from the NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory at the California Institute of Technology is titled Teach. Teach brings the wonder of space to your students. Explore our universe of science, technology, engineering, and math activities and resources. This fantastic resource has problem sets and classroom activities for every grade level broken down by individual grades K through 12. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, known as NOAA, provides our next resource. Climate.gov is a source of timely and authoritative scientific data and information about climate. Clicking on the Teaching Climate tab offers learning activities and curriculum materials, multimedia resources, and professional development opportunities for formal and informal educators who want to incorporate climate science into their work. There are 6 levels of activities and resources listed in grade bands that includes grades 3 to 5, middle school, high school, and 2 levels of college level materials that might be perfect for AP or talented and gifted students. Our next resource is brought to you by the U.S. Department of Energy. Their mission, called STEM Rising, is the initiative to inspire, educate, and spark an upward trajectory to lifelong success in STEM through sharing the department's program, resources, competitions, events, internship opportunities, and more. Designed for older students, this website provides more in-depth skills and information. View their STEM resources for students, teachers, and the energy workforce on this site and sign up for their monthly newsletter to keep in touch. NASA supports the next resource called the Earth System Science Education Alliance. Under the federally funded Global Climate Change Education Program, this resource enables teachers to develop shared educational resources, including modules and courses that are based on NASA climate science and data. As always, please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. We strive to return phone calls and emails as soon as possible. You can expect a response to most of your inquiries within 24 hours. Thank you for watching and listening to this presentation, and look for more NGSS science webinars in the coming months.